Hey everybody, a little bit of a different setup here because I don't really have a lot of space on my desk to lay stuff out. So this is my video. We're going to talk about art supplies that I got recently, but also, so there's a local place in town. I might have talked about them before. I definitely have. And some of the stuff they sell is like used vintage thrifty stuff. And I actually went in there to buy a handicam that they had randomly gotten. And I want this because I want to be able to, you know, make little videos and stuff. Kind of like the old school way, like that. And the person who owns it is also an artist, so they like put a bunch of, they drew stuff on it, put some stickers on there, personalized it a bit, which I think is so fun. And I don't know why, I thought this was gonna be like a really, like it was gonna be a bigger one, but I actually like that it's like this little guy. And, you know, yeah, so I'm excited to kind of play around with this at some point. It comes with the cables and a little carry bag. But then also when I was there, he was like, hey, I also got this really cool like Kodak bag. Would you be interested in that? And oh, I'm not gonna be able to put that back in there right now. And I'm like, listen, I'm a sucker for cool stuff, and I just thought that was a really fun carrying bag to have it in. Whether I use it, you know, for the camera as well, or, you know, something else. I think if I unplug that, it'll... Oh, okay. I'm gonna do that later. Yeah, I just thought that was really cool. I wanted to show that off as well. Also, yeah, I know the lighting is maybe not as great over here as it is. I could go to the effort of putting the light on my ring light, but I think we're okay, right? We'll be okay. Anyway, I got a bunch of art supply stuff because I've wanted to kind of re-up kind of what I have, get some stuff with more intention, and things like that. So we're gonna go over some of that stuff. So I did get some little things for like organizing, because I figure that is good to have. So I got some like, I remember these when I was a kid, like these little plastic pencil cases. I've always liked them. I think they can be, you know, quite sturdy. This one says create on it. And of course I had to get green and purple, which is my favorite color combination. I also love the colors here. These come apart. They're like little trays. Yeah, so I got those. I did get canvases from the dollar store. So canvases at the dollar store are dead cheap. Like this big one is only $3.50. And you know, you go into a place like Michael's, which is like an arts and crafts store. I don't know if the States has Michael's. I know you guys have Joann's, which I think is closed now. But yeah, we have Michael's, but the dollar store sells much cheaper ones. So this is like a pretty large size canvas. So I got, you know, a few different sizes. I got some of the like really flat ones. Yeah, so a few different sizes of canvases, which I'm excited to use at some point. These scissors are kind of cool. They have like different shapes that will cut the paper. So I think maybe for like making zines and stuff like that, I thought that would be pretty cool and fun and different. Let's see what else. Okay, these are paint sticks, which I've never seen before. And I didn't realize they were paint sticks. I thought they were just kind of like thick markers. Like stubby thick markers. But yeah, no, they're actually, it's kind of like a glue stick. And yeah, it's just like a little paint stick. I've never seen that before. So I thought that would be cool to use at some point and kind of play around with them. Something that I've wanted to do for ages is like literally do finger painting. And I think usually you use tempera paints for those. And I got a thing of paint a long time ago to do specifically that, because I just think, I don't know, wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be so fun to just like finger paint like when you were a kid, but like as a grown up? Yeah, this is like a bunch of random stuff, by the way. This is literally just like a show and tell of different things. I got some of that like double-sided tape glue. Again, I feel like for zines or like journaling, I thought that would be pretty helpful. I got like bingo markers. I got these because they're popular with like doing graffiti. And that's something I kind of want to play around with, is like that kind of, you know, art style. So I got some bingo markers. This one is purple, and this one is a black one. What else is in my treasures? Oh, I had to get hardware. I have a like tabletop easel, but it's missing one of the like screws and bolts. And I did get one that's like kind of too big. So I'm gonna see if I can make the hole bigger and fit that in. So we'll see. That's what that is. These are like little sign things for like your door or whatever. And me and my fiance ages ago had the idea to make like nameplates for our bedroom doors, which I don't know if they remember that we talked about that one time. This was like before we moved in together and we're like excited about having our own spaces. But like I still really want to do that, so I got those specifically for that reason, and I think that will be fun. I got gesso. Because, I mean, I know what gesso is. Like, I remember learning about it in, like, high school art. But I was having a conversation with somebody, the guy who runs, like, the little art group thing at that local store. And he's like, yeah, you really want to use gesso because, you know, it just really evens out the surface on a canvas. And you want to do a few layers, and you let it dry, and you, like, sand it down in between. So I didn't get like a huge bucket of it, but I got a little pot, because I want to like actually use that when I'm painting on a canvas. And specifically for that, I got some, sanding blocks. So I have that now, which I guess is just also useful to have as a person who lives on their own, maybe. I don't know how much people sand things on a regular basis, but here we are. Okay, what else? Oh, I got another bingo marker. This one's like a neon-y green. I didn't need as much space as I thought I would for all this stuff, so that's all right. Ooh, I was very excited for this. A set of micron pens in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. I really wanted like the brush tip, because I don't know, I just think you could do some really cool stuff with that. But I have worked with like inking pens before. Back when I was a teenager-ish age, I remember my mom got me a set of inking pens. I don't think they're micron, I think they're something else. And I still have them, but definitely some of them are used down at this point. But I've always liked to ink my drawings. You know, when I was young, I would draw different things. I was mostly trying to copy kind of a bit of an anime style, I think, usually, or kind of cartoonish-y. But I've always liked to ink them, and like when I've made like birthday cards and things like that, I tend to like to do an ink outline with, I actually have these watercolor pencils, which I also have had since I was like 15. They're Staedtler brand, super cool, but I like using those. So inking pens, I think, are super important. And I really like ink drawings, like, you know, when they used to like illustrate like novels and stuff, like a Robin Hood or Alice in Wonderland situation. I love that style of art. So I figure, why not get some pens for that? And I just watched a video on YouTube where somebody was talking about their pen collection, and so I've definitely added several more inking kind of pen things to my list, but you know, we'll see. Okay, so these are metallic jelly roll gel pens. I kind of just thought they were fun, and I have bought gel pens before, but they were kind of like that cheap studio brand from the dollar store, and like most of them literally did not work. And the tip of the pen was kind of just, it was more of like a regular pen, so it didn't have that kind of juicy round flow to the ink. So I was not a huge fan of it. And yeah, so I just decided, why not get the glittery gel pens? You know, I've been watching some art videos on YouTube, and so, you know, these are, you can kind of use these to like add little highlights and things like that. So I figure, why not? Okay, we're almost at the end. I did buy, oh, just a set of highlighters, because I realized that I didn't really have highlighters, and that's probably a good thing to have around the house. These are like double-ended ones. So there's like a broad tip and a fine tip. See, these are like also studio brand, but like these would be fine. It's just, you know, certain things, especially from like a dollar store situation, not everything is good, right? But I figure we can have a safe bet for highlighters. And I don't know, me personally, I like to have the color range. Like, I like to specifically have the purple, green, and blue, along with like a pink, orange, yellow situation. So that was like the perfect set for me. Let's see. This is, these are those like kneaded erasers, because I've seen people talking about how useful these can be. And again, these were cheap. So I figure, why not get some of those too? I feel much more like a real artist, whatever that means, having that. So I thought, why not? And then the rest is some pens. So let's see here. What do we got? Again, we've got a green and purple situation. Metallic brush markers. I just thought, you know, I'm sure I could get up to some shenanigans with those. And then, again in the green and purple range, this is a Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liner. I don't think, I have to reach far across this table. I don't know if this was the best angle, but alas. But yeah, that's a fine liner. So it's just got a little baby point. And so does this one. But I just really liked these two colors. Like, it's kind of like that foresty green situation, and same with like a purple. It's more of like a muted purple. So I just thought those were really nice. I heard art people talking about how important a white gel pen can be for highlighting stuff. So this is a Uniball Signo Broad. So I thought that would be a good one. I feel like this is gonna have like more of a like broad. Oh yeah, it's nice and juicy. I don't know if you can see what I did there. But yeah, it's got like a nice juicy cover. So that's nice. It feels really nice in your hand too. Uniball makes nice pens. This one is also a Uniball. It's the same Signa, what is it? Signa, but a silver. So I got a silver one. We got a gold one as well, because I might as well round out the metallics. This one is a little bit of a finer point, it feels like. But I figured I'd get a gold one too, just to have it. I got a Staedtler Norris writing pen. This one is like kind of like a fine tip marker situation. In this bright green color. I don't know, there's something very aesthetically pleasing about this pen, just like the color combination of the pen itself. And again, I can't not say yes to a pen, a green pen. And then I also got a Pentel Energel in brown, a brown pen. I don't really know why. I saw the brown and I'm like, that's a little different. I don't see many people using a brown pen. And I think for kind of certain drawings and stuff, I think a brown would look really nice. It's just a little bit different. I did try looking for, there's a Pentel Energel, which you can use refillable ink, and the inks are like, they're like black, but it's like a dark green black, or like a dark green with black in it. So it's like almost like you're writing in black ink, but it's got color to it. And they have a purple, a green, a red, and a blue. And I've used the purple and the green before, and I love them. It's a very juicy line. But they haven't had them in the local Staples the last few times that I've been there, which is a tragedy. So I have to see if I can, I know I can find them somewhere else, but I wasn't able to get those. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to kind of get excited over some art supplies, because I haven't really restocked my stash in a while. I did buy a Staedtler watercolor marker set, and a Staedtler like fine tip set. I feel like I was mostly influenced by the brand, because again, I've owned a few Staedtler things, and I was like, oh, like it's a good quality, da da da. But when I came home and I was like trying out the markers, I'm like, you know what? These are close enough to my giant pack, it's literally this big, a box this big, of Crayola fine tip markers, that I don't think this was a good purchase. Like, I'm sure those Crayola fine tips are gonna work close enough that like I don't need them, because what I actually want, and I didn't get at the time, is I really want a set of Poscas, the acrylic paint markers, as well as the either Sharpie or Staedtler like acrylic paint markers as well. And I really want the ones with like the brush tip, because I have used the Sharpie ones before and they are gorgeous. Like, I love the line that they make, and the color pigment is wonderful. That's really what I want. So that I is not in this collection, but it is on my wish list. So, you know, as soon as I can manage, I would like those as well, because I've drawn a few things with the Sharpie pens recently, and I'll probably take photos so I can post them in here too, so you can see. But I love what they do. I think it's beautiful, beautiful coverage. So yeah, so that's eventually what I'm gonna get as well. But yeah, thank you for you know, joining me on my little haul here. I think out of all this stuff, it would be like, I would say the gel pens. Yeah, I feel like these ones are the ones I'm maybe most excited about using. Maybe the brown pen as well, just because I think that would be really nice too. But yeah, that's my little Holly haul. Salem just jumped up on the table, so that is maybe my my cue to finish. But thanks for joining me. Talk to me about art supplies. What are some things that you like? Hi, Salem. Talk to me about some things that you like. You know, what are some art supplies that you just can't live without? What are some things you've wanted to try? What is some art that you're making? Don't knock over my camera. Oh, thank God. But yeah, let's talk about that kind of stuff too, because you know, I want that on this channel also. Yeah, thanks for joining me. Hope you guys have a good day, and see you next time. Bye.